Do, do. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good. Good. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We are here to cover a lot of streams. We have two big streams we're gonna cover. We're here to cover the Dead Man stream going on, and we're here to cover Ruby stream that is also going on because I hate myself. I hate myself a lot right now. I'm watching these streams, and all I could think of was like, damn, we ball. We ball. Late Friday night. I kept saying like maybe I'll stream later tonight. I'm streaming now. I'm a little, I'm not really tipsy or drinking too much, but I gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta cover all this stuff because I hate myself. And I ate a couple minutes ago. Well, I ate pretty good. I did take a quick nap. Right, I took a nappy nap. A nappy nap. Oh. Where do we even begin? I guess we could start with the root. I think we can go first. Don't hate yourself, hate me. I hate everybody. I hate everything equally. I'm a functioning alcoholic. I guess we're gonna cover the Ruby stuff first at the least as a setup. I was either debating covering the TK and Deadman stuff, but I guess what I'll do is I like how I'm still here. I like how Ruby, you can't hide me. You can't hide from me. I was either debating whether or not to cover Deadman portion of the stream or just do strictly the Ruby stuff. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do the Ruby and then I'm tequila stream, bro, turning into only use me spot. Only use me spot. It was a cheap. I didn't want to spend a lot of money. It was either cheap tequila or cheap beer. And I really thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I go with some cheap tequila because I feel like being a peasant. I guess we can also title the stream as "Stop Scaring the Hoes." Stop scaring the hoes. Stop scaring the normies. Stop scaring the normies. You fucking knuckle dragging idiots. Stop scaring the normies. All right, we need to stop scaring the normies. But you deserve to relax and have a drink or two. I might have a whole bottle. Stop scaring the normies. That's what I need to retitle it to stop scaring the normies. All right, stop scaring the normies. Let's start with the roosty. The roosty. Oh yeah, look at our methadone queen. Look at her dance. Look at her dance.
We're hyped. Is this a funeral or is this a resurrection, bitch?
It's my pain and suffering. This is nothing but pain and suffering here.
Flying over you. I'm just kidding. I don't know how to do it.
No, Pokey.
I was like, should I do an intro? I don't know.
Pekka.
But I did dress up to serve visuals. I wanted to show that. I just went out dressed like this to the bodega. I looked and was solicited for prostitution. They saw this and said, "That's that." So anyway,
What do you mean the first time Ruby did prostitution? I
don't think it's over quite yet.
It's over. It's so over for the Ruby. It's
some
over.
Coming.
What changes?
It's gonna be big changes, people. Are you ready? Some good, some bad. I don't know. But is Boy over? Did it get named and then decide to self-annihilate? I don't think so. The people are dramatic. I'm dramatic. But it's going to be really fun to have someone who has somewhat of an outside perspective, and that is our special guest, Ivixie, big-time cinnamon enthusiast who has a YouTube channel of her own, and she's been recently diving more into like boy characters. She just covered Florps recently. She covered some of me and Lowe's Fallout, and a couple things along those lines. So she's been on like the periphery, but there's a lot of lore. There's a lot. It's
what they say. Once you go boit, you can't go back. Once you just dabble in the boitness, when you dabble a little bit in the boitness, you can't go back.
People came to know each other or have had any positive interactions. It's a wild story. So we're gonna start from the beginning, basically, of when I got into streaming, and I'll let her ask questions about, her burning questions first about certain characters that she's covered, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. So, welcome, Ivixie.
Hello. I love your intro. It's so good.
See, I did that. I like ran. I was like, "Where are my sunglasses?" Like, I wanted to do something, so I was like, I put on a nice little dress. Like, I'm feeling skinny today. Like, let's fuck it up. Like,
confidence, love it.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm really glad that we can make this happen because it is interesting. There's been more eyes on Boy as like a entity as opposed to just.
I like to say that it's funny that now we're getting VTubers interested in our little sector. It's like I said, like, if we can get like a VTuber to cover us, we'll slowly grow, right? We just need more VTubers. If we could get Resu Dev, right? If we could get Resu Dev to cover Boy, we'll totally dominate the sector now. We need Resu Dev. We need more people. We need Medicare to cover Boyd. Imagine Mr. Medicare or Resu Dev or one of those idiots decides to cover us. We'd be golden.
A bunch of loosely affiliated like frenemies and enemies. People are, I've noticed like this kind of pattern of interactions and characters and a lot of bizarre backstories, as I'm sure you've been realizing. Yeah. The more you dig in, it has a dark underbelly. I'll say that. So
yeah, it's been really interesting because I think a lot of it probably stems from the Thorpe family, right? A lot of those that community, and I have been.
That's how I got into IRL streaming. It was through collaborating with them, and then it's been a wild ride. It truly has been.
I just started digging into
my liver.
Their dynamic, and the things I feel throughout the streams looking at the Thorpe family, I've never felt before.
Transforming that all.
Yeah, it's so crazy covering them. I've never felt as triggered as I felt when covering them.
They have a
all roads lead back to the Thorpes.
Yeah,
all roads lead back to the Thorpes.
People and like
no matter we're all over the Thorpe reverse. Yeah, I mean, like I know for a fact that there is different voice sectors. There's different voice sectors. I think me and Get Crack talked about it. There are like that the voice sector is full of boomers. That the voice sector is full of like there's some weirdos here and there. I know the Panoverse. The Panoverse is also kind of loosely connected to this as well. Right. It's like I think Deadman said it literally in his stream that it's like a collective, or it's like kind of like different moon orbiting around like a planet, like maybe like a planet or something, or like different craters or different ponds. If you want my honest opinion, it's more along the lines of like, I guess the best way to explain it, it's like just different like species of the same creature or like subspecies, right? You know how like ants, right? They kind of in ants are just different subsectors of like subspecies of ants, and I believe there's subspecies of ants. Or like even like bees or any other creature, like any other animal, right? There's always a subspecies, right? Like pretty sure lions have like there's the lion, and then there's subspecies of lions, right? Or really like fish, right? Goldfish, and like how goldfish and koi fish are basically like just a subspecies of carps. If anything, is more like Boyd is a general term, like a catch-all term to refer to like a collective of species of creature or species of animals. The best way I can explain it in a more biological sense. Right. Or if you want to go with the what Deadman said, like it being like planets or ponds, I think that's kind of a good. I guess that's a fair. If it's like ponds, the problem is like when it rains hard. And those ponds become more interconnected, right? But what causes that rain, right? So think about that. Maybe the algorithm is the rain, and when it rains, right, when the algorithm is kicking into motion, all the ponds are kind of connected. But then when I guess it's like another way to view it in a geological sense. It's like how like the Nile River, right, gets flooded, and it just connects all this like land and everything together. I guess that's one way. When it floods, it floods. If you want to go off like the whole moon thing, like all right, well, yeah, you can say it like it's moons within moons, but like it's I would say like because moons are like more of a general term, right? Like what is a moon, right? like Saturn has moons, but a lot of them are actually properly planets, right? They're actually planets in some of them. So if anything, it's more like we orbit a solar system. We orbit a sun, right? We have a sun in the middle, whatever that sun is, and we're just orbiting around that. We're all influence each other. Your ass is a moon. My ass is like a moon.
There's been a lot of
Ain't gonna
drama,
lie.
but like I've been talking to TK a little bit. I talked to Jeremy, and I think there might still be some level of interaction in the future. I think, but a lot of people are taking like these mental health breaks. Like everyone's just like, enough. Like
I like how Amid says she's talking to Jeremy and TK. Like I said weeks prior, she's going to go back to talking to Jeremy and TK, and the process begins again.
So
Yeah.
Don't worry, the name is actually in the stream, and we're really going into it.
I'm glad everyone's realizing that because it's really necessary. I have such a hard time taking breaks, but then every time I actually do, I'm like, I have to do this more often. Like I really need to.
I know,
Everyone
like,
should feel the same way. Yeah, exactly. I feel so refreshed.
I know it's like I
every-
probably would like to have my soul filled up with like happiness at any given time. Like,
yeah.
yes, it can get intense. It can get pretty dark. It's brought out darker aspects of myself that I've been figuring out and of other people. But we're all just flawed creatures streaming ourselves on YouTube. But I was curious, what is like do you have any like top questions for like things you've observed or any of the characters that you'd want to hear about first, or I could kind of show you.
I think you showing me the path, like the journey since the beginning. I probably have questions as we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that works. All right, so I did make a little playlist, and
Ooh.
it does have the Thorpes in it because obviously they're a big part of that. And I'm going to try to speak respectfully about them because I really don't want to kick up any more drama. Like I am happy with how the situation's like resolved, and they have their own struggles that they're dealing with, so I don't
They have
want to
their own struggles.
even necessarily add to that at this point. But anyway,
Okay.
it can definitely like it feels bad on like a spiritual level, at least for me to watch them or interact with them extensively. It's just a lot of really, I don't know, I have no other word but like demonic, sadistic, weird stuff.
Like it's always going back to demonic, sadistic. Like those are her like what the right word? Like it's the equivalent of calling something a cult or the equivalent of calling something slop. It's her memes, right? It's her way of saying memes, right? It's her way of saying something, right? Without going into more detail. It's satanic. It's sadistic. It's devilish. It's evil. It's like Ruby, you're just saying it's the equivalent of a leftist calling anything that's like slightly right of Stalin fascist, or like a right winger calling anything slightly left of I guess Ronald Reagan or George W. Bush as like communist or socialist. It's like you're just throwing terms out there. You're just throwing words out there. Are they sadistic? Are they satanic? No, they're just people being dumb and retarded and not really good people in general. But it's just better to say they're idiots. They do dumb shit. It's very disgusting. But I guess it's like you guys are not immune to propaganda. You guys are not immune to the Ruby propaganda, right? You are not immune to propaganda. Garfield says, right? Garfield says you are not immune to propaganda.
I've never
I was
interacted with before myself. I was like, what is this?
yeah.
And I got
Yeah.
curious, and curiosity killed the cat. Here I am with the restraining order. Two physical combat like incidents later. Like, it was just
Yeah.
it's gotten so bad.
The one word that I can really describe actually comes from Ben himself. When I was watching him the other day, we were going back through the arrest story from 2024, and he said he was exhausted, and that was something that he was blaming Grace for at the time. And I was like, holy crap, it's insane that he can use that word because he is the most exhausting human being I've ever seen. So for him to be
it's like
using that
opposite
word,
lands, and there's no getting through to them. I tried. I gave it a really good try.
You're trying. You're trying to get through. You're trying. Trying. Why is Ruby talking to a cartoon? Why are you talking to a cartoon? You know what? You're not immune to
Advertisement. You may
propaganda.
have been witness to propaganda. Most of the time, people associate it with posters of recruitment to a military branch. But propaganda isn't simply about war. It's about money. Millions of people see them in videos, television shows, movies.
You're not immune to propaganda, Chad. Remember that. You're not immune to propaganda.
To it like fairly friendly and just wanting to see what was going on with them. Grace seemed like she could use a friend because when I at the time
Grace needs Grace needs to be a friend. Gracie needs a friend. Gracie needs a friend. I try to help them. Like, who the fuck are you? What the fuck? I maybe am cynical. Maybe deeply, I am a very cynical man. Maybe I am a very, very cynical man. Why the fuck of all people, you're going to help them? You're gonna help them? Grace needs a friend. What Grace needs is anything. I'm a horrible person.
just come back to my YouTube channel
Drop the
after
link,
being gone for
Drunko,
years.
Drunko.
And I started
No,
just messaging random people for, like,
not until
interviews,
the 30
and I
minute
just
mark
started
or
doing
hour
videos, like,
mark. I
randomly,
see
like,
how I
once a week. I'd
feel.
stream for like 1 hour. And
I see
Grace
how I
popped up on my
feel
X timeline,
when
and I was
I'm
curious to learn more
drinking
about, like,
harder.
her and her family dynamic. We talked about homeschooling and some commonalities, just weird things we had in common. And then pretty shortly after that,
Oh, it looks like
I
they're ending
went
the
on a
stream
dating
now.
stream, and then, well, I'll show you the video, and then we can
Yeah.
go into that.
Looks
Before I'm like
they're
just
about to
info,
end. Looks
info
like
dumping
Ruby's about to
everything
end
at
her
once.
stream now.
Okay, wow.
I
this
see
video
you,
watched on my list.
Ruby. I
Yeah,
see
wait.
you about to end your
Okay.
streamy.
Also,
I see
that
you.
bitch, she stole that hat. That hat was sentimental. I saw her fucking wear that hat. You bitch. That's my I've had. That's from another K-pop concert. Another K-pop memory destroyed.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. I mean, I
You can tell like basically like cool. I don't give a fuck. But you know what I say to that? You know what I say to that?
Phone. Here's the screen. It's a little, bit damaged. Here's the
It's
back.
like-
It's a
it's
little bit damaged.
damaged. Yeah, that's what I say to that. But I can't show that for too long. If not, everybody's just start gooning. No gooning. Mods. Time out anyone for 30 seconds for gooning. No
whatever, it's just
gooning.
a hat. I lose things all the time. I'm sure I just left it there. But this is a little.
Someone was
organization
it. Did you steal it or did you left it there? Which
First time I
is
met
it?
What my attitude
I
was
need to
going in.
know.
We honestly, there was a time where we were getting along quite well, but they, eventually get triggered by something not going their way.
Yeah.
And it's
can
no
see that.
nothing. It's like it goes from 0 to I need to destroy you, like
Yeah.
really quickly.
I can see that 100%.
No gooning.
All right, I'll show you. This is. All right, finally happening. So that I am meeting up with my new family, the Thorpes.
My new
Hello, family.
new family, the Thorpes. That's bad. That's bad. I'm sorry. Even with my IRL friends, and maybe I'm coming up as very dickish, I'm very cautious to throw the word family when it's coming to just like. Maybe Ruby was very optimistic. Maybe Ruby was very, very optimistic at the time. Right. The rooster was optimistic. But calling people you never met and probably having real issues as your new family, it's kind of oh my god, they did not age well. Holy, I wonder.
I can't help it. Did you hear that? I knew it was bad, despite what everyone told me. I knew it was about.
Despite what everybody told me, it's going to be bad. Wow, it's like Ruby has a history of making terrible mistakes and not learning. It's like, if you actually understand psychology, you will understand pattern recognition and understanding patterns. But I guess I'm just retarded.
Hello? Oh, there she is! Oh my gosh. Hi! Here she is. Here we are. Welcome to the bus.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what it makes. I don't know what even I want to do. Oh, I forgot to pack my medication, which is great.
Well, I got
Oh,
my
no.
$11 Newport. I'll be right back. Anyway, I was gonna go pawn it.
Newport?
Actually,
She got Newport. I can't lie. Newport is just harsh.
So
I don't know how anyone
they would
is
love going to like
smoking
the casino, and I lived nearby too. So I think that was part of it. And we have like weird common interests, so it made sense. We both, I think, she was on my radar because we both had worked with like Ethan Ralph like way in the past. So we were both affiliated with something called like the Sector, and I would say that Boy has a lot of connections to that, being like the initial spawn, being like Ethan Ralph, and then like me and Grace being like more of the off,
I just
Awesome.
didn't forget their
Some ways or
methadone.
something.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Ruby was young. She wasn't a MILF yet. I don't know. This is before she got the D dog.
In my B-roll. How mid is Grace in person? Fucking mid at all. He's
Yeah.
more stunning in person. Are you guys great?
Yeah.
You know what OP?
did look so beautiful then.
He said I'm larger in life.
No, you're both gigantic.
You're gonna be the size of the phone screen that he turns off.
And unlock a new addiction potential with gambling.
Can we get a fit check?
We're doing $100.
I'm doing my health goth look. Got the shorts. We've got the shirt.
Oh, hang on, the camera froze. I'm so sorry.
The actually very comfortable platform sneakers. I get a lot of compliments on these.
Man,
And
you
plus
used
I
to
gotta
talk
get
so
some
much
height, 'cause I'm
shit.
only
Yeah,
5'2", so I gotta keep up
yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah, you're
So first reference of me, and this I did not really realize.
It's funny how she's not even using the grossly video that she actually talked about, and we actually did cover. We actually did cover the grossly video, so it's kind of funny how she's not showing that. Hey, Vixie, if you want to see something interesting, go find the grossly video about Ruby. It is a 10 out of 10 documentary.
After, but I reminded them in a lot of ways of the now ex-wife Courtney, the mother.
Oh,
She also similar size, shape, dark hair. Also,
Similar size, like really? I don't think that at all. I like how she has Courtney as a. Well, I think I remind him of Courtney. No, not at all, not at all.
so kind of was into like alts, like kind of, punk music at some point.
personality wise though.
Yeah, I don't know personally. I
don't see it.
I never met her, interact with her, but and from what I saw online, I wouldn't know what her personality is because she was so brain scrambled by Ben when they were doing,
Right.
like, streaming, doing like weird stuff, like having the mom strip and like just weird shit, weird.
Yeah,
That
but
is true.
overall, it just
That is
feels like a
very
very
true.
insecure woman, very broken down. I just don't see that in you.
Well, I don't know. I could do that myself. And Bully, the anti-bully, said she's badmouth the mom. And yeah, at first, I was really gullible. I believed
Yeah.
with their whole little narrative. I thought that, okay, these are two obviously mentally ill people in like a fucked up, whatever, enmeshed codependent relationship. But they told me basically that the stuff started from the wife and just all these things. And, and I think I wanted to believe them and like see the best of them. They were being so nice and like, but it was within about like a month and a half that everything fell apart. And I have apologized for the mom. And at one point I got on better terms with them. And like the brother said, I was the closest to getting her out of that situation than any other person.
Right.
But the competition is like Lolo, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if that's even really a compliment, honestly.
No, but is that support the bad? I mean, is that even really true? Like, in all honesty, is that even really true? What the fuck is going on over in Dead Man's stream? What the fuck? Hold up. Let's see what's happening over there real fast. Some shit's happening.
I'm real glad when
All
you
right.
come around because it makes me feel. What? Dead man, we're.
I gotta carry on with the
Yeah, I
Ruby,
know, but
Dixie
can we
thing.
introduce the gentleman that showed up right now?
His name is Jeremy.
Yeah,
It's
we're
the
here.
real Jeremy.
We're here to do a thing, TK. Come on, let's just do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead.
It's just I wanted to talk about the bank robbery cosplay.
Who's a better character,
It's
King?
It's a robbery for your minds. I'm trying to steal back your minds
right.
for us.
I'm gonna show you. This is this one. So we got King in the middle, John Galt on the right, Napstar top, right, Darian, Universal
she
Jones,
shows
his
up
channel.
All right, we'll come back to this later. We'll eventually come back to that, man. Let's go back.
But honestly, like I do regret that. And at one point, I was hanging around. They wanted to hang out like every day, like the second we met, and I
Right.
just lost my job, so I was like, okay. And we were making a lot of money streaming and going to hotels.
Right.
It was totally fine. But at one point, in one of the divorce affidavits, the mom was like, they're currently traveling around with a fentanyl addict, and I was like, shots fired, shots fired. But honestly, God bless the mom because she's the one working, taking care of those kids that they walked out on and have exploited the fuck out of. Whatever her issues are, I have so infinite more respect for the other family members, and I felt stupid to be like another pawn they used for, even though it was a brief time. Like I felt pretty
I have to ask you a question. Were you at some point like romantically interested in either of them?
I thought Grace was really pretty, but I wasn't at that point. I was dating someone when I met them. I was in like a committed relationship, but he would like drop hints like that. He thought it would be cool, like if we made out or
Right.
something.
Right.
Grace has turned that into me like saying I want to suck her pussy, or like, and turning it into this weird.
To be fair, I'm not sure it was the same time, but did you like didn't you like actually say that you were willing to get impregnated by Ben? So where's the truth? Breaking news, cast plot X video count the account. What? Send me that on X. What? Send me that shit on
They've, like,
X.
never
Breaking news,
been like that
cast
at all.
plot
And
X
obviously, once I
video
got to know
count.
them, that brought the attraction
Yeah.
down like
What?
pretty
Yeah.
quickly. They're fairly unhygienic, gross
Okay.
hateful people, and that turns me off to some degree. But I can't say we did get along for a time, and I think she was really pretty when we met. And she was always really like all over me. Like if you look at other videos, like the last video of us here, she stroked hair and like has my like head on her lap, and it was like while Ben's like berating me. They're so damaged, dude. I can't even.
Do you feel like they tried to pull you into their dynamic a little bit?
Yes. They wanted me. They wanted
the fact that they were so intense too, right? The fact that they were so intense, and yeah, I can see that.
Yep, they wanted to basically build a new family of streamers because their actual family dropped out, and the actual family was the cause. Like their success was built around their family dynamic and drama. So I think they've been trying to replicate that ever since, but they can't quite do it because they just I don't know, they like social skills in some ways. Samuel says, "Do you see her swollen black?" Oh wow, no, I didn't see that in stream today, but I've seen that in person. I can attest that that's.
I'm gonna look into this now. Kes Patel.
There's a point where we were at a Burger King,
FBI guy. What the fuck?
I looked at her. I was just like, "I will get us an Uber out of here right now," and she knew exactly what I was talking about. And she looked at me and she was like, "No, it's fine. Like he was just rough with me. Like it's totally. I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, honestly."
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I saw her react with the arrest situation and how she puts it all on herself as well.
Yep.
What the fuck?
She literally believes that anything
what the
fuck? Because
has been discovered
like invaluable. And
wow, holy
I believe
shit!
He thinks he's
that's
a prophet
funny,
of
do
sorts,
not
and
redeem
I think
Sarah.
she's kind of on board with that, so she defers to him as God, basically.
Yeah, I can see that.
And yeah, that explains a lot of the dynamic, But
yeah,
it's
and how hard it is to break that as well, or break free from that. It's just so.
Yeah, Ben's really good at making sure to sabotage anyone who gets friendly with her. Me and Grace never had a falling out. Ben attacked me, and then she went along with it, and it was just.
I don't know. An hour ago, they said Iran hacked his account. Fucking based Iran. Total American. I mean, this is situation. I've heard two sides of the story about the whole fallout. It's a fallout. Stop coping. It's a fallout. You and Grace had a fallout. You and Ben had a fallout. It is what it is. Who cares? Take it as an adult.
I was just like, I'm not gonna do struggle sessions with you guys. Like, that's
I'm not doing
like,
struggle session. Maybe
and then
you
I
could
just
have
stopped,
done
and they just could never
session.
accept that. They couldn't take the rejection, I guess.
Yeah.
That girl's heavily on drugs and has warrants. Please get away from her, Grace and Ben. Oh yeah. So already the fake news is swirling. Oh, also when I met them, I was like instantly blackmailed by some of their ops. Were like, you need to make a video in 24 hours, or I'm going to dox you and your family and post all those things, which they did in fact do. And then they tried to make.
Well, apparently, from what I heard from Grossly said that they didn't blackmail you. Like I feel like I honestly should probably I can't even speak. What the fuck? I should probably send the Grossly documentary about Ruby to iVixie and see how she feels about it, because it really wasn't just. I'm pretty sure Grossly even said like he didn't even dox her. He even he didn't even like what is it? He didn't even fucking a blackmail or anything.
Hit piece documentary about me saying that my stalker, I actually manipulated him and
like
abused him in some kind of way, and like just really dark shit.
What did they want you to do? Like make a video? Like
they wanted me to denounce the family, which I get, and they could have just fucking waited a week for me to just get to know them, because I like to truly give people the benefit of the doubt. I've been lied about to all hell. I know what that's like, so I had that inclination to kind of want to side with them, and you also want to feel like you're in on the joke, you're in on like the troll, And
what troll?
It's just unfortunately
what troll.
Anyway, but that's basically that's my intro to the Thorpes. We get along great. We're going to hotels. We're having a
all in.
Yeah, like
wait,
like,
really? Holy shit!
So we're just going around having fun, partying, and making money. And I was like, "There's no way IRL streaming is a thing. You could just literally film your life." Like I thought. It didn't even occur to me to ever try that until I met them,
Did they have a lot of viewers back then? Because that went down a lot throughout the years, right?
So they've always been up and down, but like when we were collabing, it would usually be around like 140, and like on their standard was more like around 100. Like they used to do a dating show, which is going to be like the next segue to some of the characters around here.
Okay.
Some of the characters. Tell us, Rooster.
I met Princess through them, and he called into one of the dating shows, and he was a hit, and we were doing really well on the dating show, and people liked us, so we kind of became like the co-host of it.
Right. Okay.
But ultimately, Grace was quite unreliable, and she stopped showing up, so we like stole the show away from her and just started doing our own version of it. And that's when, and it was around this time, I started getting to know people like King TL, and starting to know about people like Jeremy, Dalmatian Dog, Ava, and then Lo. I met a lot of people through those kind of like call-in shows, the panels, and Yeah, let me pull up my next little video. Let me take a picture of this. I just took all this from Rubelo. I'm like, that's totally out of order, but okay.
Oh, she misses the Ruvelo.
Oh, here it is.
She misses the Ruvelo.
So,
or Wesay, I don't know how to say your name.
I don't know if you're familiar with Process, but he's.
I'm not.
What's your name?
Wait, let me refresh it, and then we're gonna skip some parts.
So that I was gonna be cerebral narcissist. That he know that I was gonna be traveling with them this whole time, and she had already set up this crazy prank to send people to the hotel room, so that me and Ava beefed. Ultimately, we became friends and ended up meeting up. And
are you still friends?
Yeah, me and Ava, yeah, we're totally fine. She texted me like somewhat recently, and we were talking about doing another IRL kind of thing. It sucks. It's not gonna be Ruva Low. It would just be Ruva again. But
yeah,
I'll show you this because it also shows some familiar faces.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Around.
How tall are you, and what do you do?
How tall
What's up? What's up? My name is Basi. I'm 5'9". I do security right now.
Okay, like look at it.
I like how tall are you is like the number one question.
Dude,
like,
I
not
was
age
so
or anything.
sloppy in this era. That was so fucking insane.
Wait,
I don't know.
Ben was part of the dating show. Was he trying to date too?
Yes. Well, he would go through.
Oh.
He's as a, I'm not a doctor. But I think he's an obvious narcissist. He's a cerebral narcissist, which means that he can go through phases of just purely getting off on power, not needing sex for long periods of time, probably having some kind of erectile dysfunction, and that's like
some type of
then they get into what's called
Ruby,
the somatic period, where they become very into like.
Boy, are you excited to do the jungle stream? Do you have topic for it or just a banger thumbnail? Oh, you're talking about the one that Get Crack is doing. I'm just gonna wing it. It's gonna be early in the morning. See if I can try to make it. I'll see what happens.
Physicality and sex and become very raunchy. So he's always like, oscillating between those two. Arcade says Process hosted a lot of boy characters. Yeah, so he was early boy, and then he moved in with this guy Darius IRL, who also somewhat connects to Grace because they also did like an IRL together. So a lot of boy, it does come back to some of that. But
was someone I can trust.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's good.
did you? There's at least one thing you did wrong. Can you tell me one thing that all
right, this is when. Okay, I don't know how much you're familiar with the D-Dog saga, but
not much.
Okay, this is the guy I dated. He's totally crazy. But during Ruvelo, me, Ava, and Lo all met up with him, and we were all kind of like pleasantly surprised. He seemed like fairly nice, but he was also a long time Grace simp. But then he had turned into like an op and just started like shitting on them all the time.
You dated a Grace simp.
Yeah, it's the rain. Well, he was anti. He stopped supporting them when they started pulling up on me, and that was before there was any interest there. And then he pursued me a lot.
Well, no, that's not what really happened. From what I understand, and there's actually a whole stream with Nick and New, Get Crack, and Ava talking to D-Dog about, slowly trying to get him away from the Thorbs for content, and especially for Ruvelo. No, Ruby. I guess somebody said in Deadman chat, it really kind of feels like Ruby is trying to make everything about her. Really feels like she's trying to do her best to be relevant.
And I had some like psychotic idea that it was like maybe destiny because I used to draw Dalmatians. I was a Dalmatian every year from Halloween for like 8 years.
Start seeing signs everywhere.
Yeah, it was a brief lapse in judgment.
There were probably red flags everywhere, and you're like, no, it's okay. It's this.
Rip.
Oh, Ava's here. Ava.
Rip.
Yes, Ava is a big player. But the thing is, a lot of people kind of will go through like periods where they stop. Ava hasn't been as active recently. I think she did a stream somewhat recently, which I unfortunately missed. But she used to be more active in covering them, and we used to do more collabs. And this was back in July. Let me get to.
So I'm guessing at this point, you guys can make like a club, right? Like a club of people who've met the Thorbs, but realized how crazy they are. You can like all make a club together.
I mean, that was basically the concept behind our first meetup. It was like we'd all just gotten burned by them, and we were like, let's show them how to do IRL. And we did this like, it was very fun for me, but in some ways not the best content because it was our first IRL. I still had like the duck StreamYard, bad, everything. Process gets alcohol poisoning. It was Kino, and it's because of its disastrousness. Yeah. Ava says not really worth covering anymore, but
I said, Ruby hates acknowledging she's a Dorp orbiter, and this whole stream just exposed it. No, it kind of does. I mean, it exposed a lot of. I feel like a lot of things are missing. The whole D-Dog thing, it's like, well, the D-Dog stuff, D-Dog only focused on to you because people were kind of pushing it on to Ruvula because Ruvula was happening. So Ava took an interest in D-Dog. Get Christ took an interest in D-Dog. Right? It was mostly. Was it Provolone trained by Ruby? The D-Dog would train Roof. Right, from my understanding. But as well as like we saw how little that really mattered because like how fast D-Dog would go back to Grace. Remember how like he was like, oh, I'm never going to talk about the dwarves. I'm never going to talk about the dwarf. And literally the next stream, he talks about the dwarf for like 8 hours. And then he went on and on about how beautiful Grace is and how Grace is such an amazing woman. And Grace like Nikki Nuni was way before Ruvula. Yeah, I know it was way before, but that was kind of the start of getting, I believe either you mentioned it, that it was the start of getting D-Dog away from it. Is it Provolone train? Damn it, sometimes I think your English second language potato. I said it on purpose.
I do a 5-year knitting stream and some crap against it. Let's go. Yes, I'm all about that. Because it's like, all right, if people want to hang out while I'm doing something like crafty anyways, you know.
But that's my point. My point is like, well, sorry, my phone was ringing. I'm just very confused because like, isn't there D-Dog started interacting with Ava more doing his local reject OPC produced show? Or because that was the first time D-Dog had his own show. Oh yeah, that is true. I kind of forgot about that. I did forget about that one. But you know, there's almost no archive left of it. OPC done. You just deleted it all. It's probably in the backlog. There's probably a backlog somewhere that you have it. If you release those, that would be amazing, and we can go through all of that all over again. We can go through all of that hell. If it got interested at that time, then I got interested because this was going to be useful for the new content since Crazy didn't care about D-Dog anymore. Oh, that is true. And D-Dog took such offense to that Ruby, that the Gracie didn't care about D-Dog, and that to Grace, you know, and D-Dog took offense. So, you know, he went on from that. That's why I'm going to roast you on my stream. That's why. Good. I hope you do. Good. I'm spreading misinformation. You're not immune to propaganda.
If you've ever seen a commercial or advertisement, you may have been witness to propaganda. Most of the time, people associate it with posters of recruitment to a military branch, but propaganda isn't simply about war. It's about money. Millions of people see them in videos, television shows, movies, and billboards across the world. You may believe your brain is unaffected by such imagery, but it does take its toll. Even if you're not the target, someone else is, and you can almost be certain they will be talking about it.
To be fair, it sounded like at the time, at least from what I understood, go from IRL back to Daddy Pill back to panel hopping. I think I said in my last stream that we're going to see it again. Like, I think, yeah, so we're just time sharing sims. Yeah. So this is just time. It's just time sharing.
Thank you, dancing. I love you, pretty fucking nuts. I feel that to my core.
It's like watching
so
Pluto.
Let me see. Some of the characters you're more familiar with would be Jeremy and
progress.
King TL, who are also both heavily from that sphere, and one of the last two kind of like collaborators that still collaborate with them to some degree. Sometimes it's like
I call it time sharing on the
but it's all this like Candleverse, you know, and then there's characters like Cormac. There's so many. It's so many people.
Tell me more.
Let me show it.
Because I barely watched most of
There's
it.
a panel that has a bunch of familiar faces on it too, right here. I also have a bunch of clips. So there's Mooncake, and then King TL on the bottom left, and then Universal Jones on the top right. And he has been doing awesome coverage of Boy. I've called into his panels a couple times.
Okay.
He's I feel like I'm like dumping so much. I'm like,
yeah,
I'll
dumping so much information on you. But this Universal Jones guy, is he? Since you say he does good coverage, do you think he's level-headed? He knows where the right and the wrong is in the situation.
Yeah, he's actually I believe he works in the mental health field, so he has this really interesting perspective of like someone who. Yeah, he does this really good, like, kind of social analysis, like deep, like Jungian, like analysis of people.
I think Universal Jones is good at being practical in his thinking process, I also talk about describing boy and the character with biological taxonomy too, just like you did earlier. Universal Joan and I already planned this way out. Stay tuned. Okay, no, just because you got me interested, here's a link for you, my Asian master. Here you go. Just because I want to stir the pot a little bit. For the Universal Jones question, because we always got to act the Universal Jones question, right? Personally, I just think Universal Jones is good at. I wouldn't even know what's the actual field practice is within psychology. I wouldn't say Jungian. I wouldn't say really like Sigmund Freud or anything like that. I think he's just run of a mill psychiatrist. I don't think it's Jungian at all. It's just an honest opinion. Sometimes the plain Jane is the best approach to everything. Universal Jones has been okay. I'll come on in 10 to 15. Yes, my Asian master. Universal Jones has been doing a good cover. It's like saying someone fishing one side of the Great Lake is reporting on the whole of the lake. Boy, it's an endless realm to dive into because there's always a small streamer. Boy was more confusion supremacy. Yeah, Universal Psychology is from the Elder School of Psychology. I guess I have something to read on now.
And these social dynamics of people in that sphere. Yeah. And why do you hate? I thought you liked Universal. I'm curious. Universal is good people. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. But yeah, so that's why I know King and me, King and Jeremy, they would like call in Celebrity Sunday, and we've had this kind of
he's from
semi-hostile, like on and off frenemies kind of situation. King, I would consider more so like someone who I trust a lot more than Jeremy, but even Jeremy has his like decent moments. So everyone is like kind of complicated.
I can see that.
Everybody has their decent moment, but like 3 weeks ago, you were just berating them for PDF jokes, and you would never talk to them. You would never make content with them. Now you're flip flopping. Now you're doubling down, you idiot! Wow, it's like I knew this was going to happen. Wow, it's like pattern recognition should be something. Anyways, this is why I drink. I need to drink more. I gotta drink more.
Pierce says Universal's recovering sex addict. Well, hallelujah for him. You know, if he's recovering.
Is it? I mean, I can respect someone who actually like confronts their demons, you know, and actually like tells everyone, "This is my past, past it, and I'm a better person now after everything."
Good on him.
That can actually wear that, like, you know, in front of everyone. I think that's very respectable. Everyone's recovering something, you know.
Exactly. Some people just like hide it better, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
I feel like being candid is generally the best
policy.
So but I'm curious, what inspired you to start kind of like covering the Boyd sector?
Well, I was always a little bit curious because of you, and you introduced me sort of to them. And when
I'm you know, not to just glaze, but I love your channel. I love that you do like different topics, and it's like you always offer like a really fresh perspective, and it drives me nuts that people will be just dismissive of you because you're, you know, use like an avatar, and like they make all these assumptions about what kind of person you are and just not accurate, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, the Thorpes are interesting. I've never really dealt with such
that's
a
just human nature.
Yeah, really intense
that's
dynamic.
Just human nature. We're always going to assume the worst with people, especially if we can't see their face. That's just that's just that's just human nature. You know, that's just human nature.
I think it's very interesting to comment on, but at the same time, it is very exhausting. So I do have to, I can't see myself as ever being like covering something so intense all the time exclusively, because it is very exhausting.
Yep. Yeah, especially when they start, you know, focusing their attention back. I can show another part where things kind of escalated. Me and Lo had a show called Lol Angels that we did. It was like fresh off of the end of the Thorpe fallout, and I was ready to have like a more wholesome time, and she was really into God and helped me kind of like my spiritual relationship, and was, you know, a good friend to me at that time, and I thought the show was like a good influence. But yeah, ultimately that didn't end up working out. But it was around that time I think they were just like
not working out,
jealous of my new friend, and like just I don't know. I think they went after Lo. They've been going after her, you know.
They tried to sabotage your friendship.
Oh, they've been doing that with me, Ava.
Oh my God.
The whole Rupolo, they would have other chatters come in and say like, "Oh, Ruby thinks you're her pet," or like to me they'd be like, "Oh, Lo's using you for this," or like constant, always. This has been a long time. So that's why I think it's like, you know, I'm sympathetic because I don't like that people are attacked for associating with me.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Wow.
So,
Quite
but,
the extremes to go to make your life miserable.
Yeah, I mean, they've called venues to have me kicked out. They've, you know, pulled up on me and my family now several times. Went to my brother's job. They, you know, lied and slandered my mom, my brother, my past brother. Like, they're next level, all because I didn't want to collab anymore, dude. It's so crazy. That's how mental it is. Like, I don't get it on some level.
If we don't collab with Ruby, nobody collabs with Ruby.
Reap
She'll have
little
no
angel
friends
gone too
to
soon.
exist.
Yeah,
And, like,
reap the
what they
little
didn't understand
angel.
is that I'm kind of stubborn as fuck. If you think you're gonna like run me off somewhere, I'm gonna probably quadruple down, even if it's not in my best interest. Like, I will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can have that same petty energy. But
They
so
probably
anyway,
wanted you to go. They probably wanted you to go begging back for their attention, you know. And if they can isolate you, then it's easier for them to get you back like that. Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, you know.
It sounds like you hate her because she rejects you since she's objectively beautiful and pure sun fitter. Oh, he's talking about Lo. Lo is obviously gorgeous, so that's not even like even a point of contention in my.
I think Lo's okay. I think Lo's okay. She's not really my. I guess it's because not really my type. I think she's okay. A girl can still be cute and still be okay. It's just not my type.
But here's a throwback.
Did she see us?
And this was actually quite frightening to me because I you know, I had just never had anyone go to these lengths. I was new to IRL streaming. They were my first collab, and then it got so weird so quickly to the point where they, you know, were chasing me from my house and my job while I was threatening to call the police, and then did call the police, you know, filed multiple restraining orders. It's been like a year and a half of this bizarre behavior, but I made it worse because I kept reacting to it. I kept reacting.
Yeah.
And I'm a reactive, traumatic person my own way, you know, and I handle things horribly. So it became just a cesspool of like drama and just, you know, they went to very far lengths that I never pulled up on them. I've never called concert venues that they were at, you know, I never sent people to her.
To be fair, the grossly stream says otherwise. I would even say that I mean, you openly admitted in that video that you were trying to get their channel taken down and other stuff. So you know how much that's true as well. Give me a second. How much that's even true.
Harass them in person, like all the shit that they've done. It always felt somewhat one-sided.
Yeah.
She walked by?
No, she walked by something on the stream. Ruby!
There's a cop there.
Just a knife, but you know.
Talking about having a knife with makes them scared.
Not afraid to use it. So
She's passing a construction site.
we got eyes on every block.
So insanely obsessive.
So stupid.
Ruby, come on, you love us.
The thing about this whole situation is like, well, you know, the fact that you did tell Grace that you were willing to take her in. Let's not forget the context of you did openly said a couple of streams prior before this that you were willing to take in Grace without Ben. So you kind of did invite them over in a weird way. You know, Ruby, let's not forget you did brought it onto yourself because you did say that, oh, I'll take in Grace for a little bit of time. And that caused their dumb brain to take it as something else, especially that this was happening during the RTU arc. Let's not forget that this was going on between RTU and Grace. But I guess we're rewriting history. I guess we're rewriting history.
To you, at the end of the day, you're going to want something, and someone is always trying to sell it to you. You are not immune to propaganda. And you
See, you're not immune to propaganda. You're not immune to propaganda. You're not immune to propaganda, guys. I'm sorry to say that. You are not immune to propaganda. You're not immune.
the target, someone else is, and you can almost be certain they will be talking about it to you. At the end of the day, you're going to want something, and someone is always trying to sell it to you. You are not immune to propaganda, and you never will be.
They're delusional, actually.
Embrace.
Ruby, come on.
After they've been like trashing my
Hi,
past
for the old
relatives, and
time's
it's
sake.
really being dark.
I'm like,
Yeah.
including Ryder, even that.
She's by a construction site.
Ruby,
I
do you
don't
need
see
an
her.
Uber? Potentially. I mean, I'm meeting.
I had to
Chandler
walk
right
to
now,
work during
but
this. They were literally
I-
chasing me around downtown.
She's so
How?
close. I know, but like I can't figure out where.
And what do they do when they actually like find you?
Well, we saw what
They
happened
still,
in the
they still have this
restaurant.
friendly energy.
It's totally fake and obviously condescending, but when they pulled up on me and my mom, which led to me having like, obviously not a good reaction and getting physical. But they're very condescending. They're like, "Oh, hey, baby, we're just here because the food is good." She thinks she's like a cartoon like villain, but it's just sad because she's actually just afraid to do anything without her
Oh,
father.
there,
And it's like,
Ivixie.
you're two people chasing me around. Your dad has been arrested and is on camera hurting and kicking you, like, and like the other kids, and like the mom at the restraining order. It was genuinely frightening. And they sent all their audience to fuck with me, and I had a much smaller live streaming audience at the time because I just gotten into it. So it was like, yeah, it just got crazy.
They don't even know how. You can. Diner. And I'm going to
past the
a
shop
suburb
yellow
that's about
sign.
20 minutes away.
Well, now what?
Oh, it's psychotic.
Did you pass this? Chat.
I just handed it back. They just asked what.
Okay, but 10 blocks is fast in a car in an hour.
I grabbed 10 block.
Oh, did you go past the gas station?
Also, do you know what's funny? They lie and say their recounting of this event is that we were through New Haven. We didn't even know who was there because they wipe things, they lie, and then their dumb fans buy into it, and it's crazy that
The hiding of streams, I really don't respect that whatsoever. Like even if you make mistakes, like own it. The wiping of streams is so cowardice.
Hello there, Get Crack. How are you doing?
Yo, what's up?
I heard you're doing a stream on the 29th.
Yeah. Guess I'm gonna have to go over all the clips I've been doing this week. It's been pretty busy. I mean, there's been a lot of drama on the black side of YouTube, so guess someone's dead or something. Someone claims someone died.
John Galt, did John Galt finally die?
No. There's some guy called Mike Imperius is in Discord groups that chase this Mike guy around. That's why you see people getting struck down and they say Mike Cerrone like struck your channel. I don't know what's going on, dude. There's a whole lot of drama on the other side. So there's other boits. We could probably do some biology, taxonomy, and go like species, and that's why I said like species. Yeah, like domains. We got subspecies. We could do. That's what I was talking on Napstar or UJ's channel. I was saying the same exact thing you were talking about. I was like, dude, this is getting so complex. We need to have trees, family trees of Boyd and stuff like that. What's funny is like Stephen David said like UJ has been doing good coverage of Boyd is like saying someone fishing on one side of the Great Lakes is reporting on the whole of the lake. UJ is basically trying not to take over people's jobs of covering Boyd. It's just like Boyd or subsets of Boyd. You can abstract it out, right? You can say there are common traits between certain peoples that replicate themselves, right? So behaviors start replicating things. If we study one side of Boyd, we probably will find so many people that act the same way in other sides, which we already can see. I can just pull up panels right now where people are crashing out, doing the same thing. You'll find another person that'll be like the Ruby of their Boyd. You'll find another person like the Grace of their Boyd. You'll probably find all kinds of other people just like this everywhere. This Mike character is probably like the Ben of this other Boyd area, right? Why are they chasing this guy around? Like, who's hate watching this guy Mike on? He doesn't even have his own damn channel, but they know him so well. They know his life. They know everything about him, just like they know the Thorpes. And it's like, why do you care about this guy? Just like, why do you care about the Thorpes? Fascinating shit. But the other thing, too, is like, I think you can look at it like environmentalists, too. Like, the outliers inform how the environment is changing, right?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to see, like, how much a wetland is being shrunken or changed, like the pH levels or whatever, I just look at the most vulnerable population. So you can look at it like the outliers are informing us where the average, the mean, the normies are going to be later. So I think this is where UJ is coming from, where he's just looking like, if I look at the weirdos, if I look at the outliers of the bell curve, they will tell me where things are going, because the whole environment, how people interact with the internet is changing. The normies don't see it, but the outliers, basically the salmon, the little frogs, the tadpoles, they're showing us exactly where we go. I do this with investing too. When I look at for a recession, what do I look at? I look at the outliers. I look at the Dollar Tree and the Chipotle. The Chipotle is the high-end fast food place. And the CEO of Chipotle complained that how come people ain't making $100,000 salaries? That's our customer base, and we're losing money because they ain't anymore $100,000 salary people being created. Those jobs are being. So I look at Chipotle, vulnerable company, at the top end. I look at Dollar Tree at the bottom end, and then if I look at where their trajectory is going, I can figure out where the economy is going, like months to a year ahead, right? So that's what it is. It's exactly like that. You look at the outliers, you can figure out what they mean. By the time you see where the normies are headed towards, it's too late. You didn't buy in. You didn't buy the dip. You didn't sell the top. You're following everyone else. So I think that's where we're coming at it from. So there you go. I think that's how you should look at UJ's work here. He's not trying to replace a Mark Fusion. He's not going to be or Drama Sphere or doing any of that stuff. You guys can do all that stuff. You guys can do commentary. We're gonna do, and you can do meta commentary. But I think he wants to do meta on top of meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's only gonna interest a few people, though. I think not many people are gonna be interested in that. Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. The whole situation.
Do you think it's useful work though to study this, like as a way to understand where humans are going to interact with even AI, right? AI is coming up. How they're interacting with chatbots, how they're interacting with other things. Didn't this kid like do some heinous crime because a chatbot told him to do something too? There was a recent one.
Yes, I do believe so. To answer the question about if this can be useful, yeah, I think it can be useful for a lot of things. It just depends on is it practical, right? You got to remember sometimes science it's not always about pragmatism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, psychology is kind of soft science too. So I know there were some people in chat. I know Jeremy hates psychology. There's other people that like really don't respect it. So I can't comment either. Like, I'm from a hard background, right? Engineering is pretty much like going to align with physics and whatever. When you look at humans, it's a tough matter, right? It's really tough. So I always explain, like one time, it's like, dude, trying to guess where the stock market going is hard because you're dealing with human psychology. This is why it doesn't make sense. And I said the worst people that trade in the stock market are doctors. Doctors are the worst. If you tell a doctor this is why the stock is moving this way, they just flip their heads going like, it shouldn't go that way though. Because you're trying to apply a hard science to this fact that humans are irrational. They don't act the way they should. This is exactly why you keep losing money. You don't know where the bottom and top is because this is still driven by human behavior. And I can't answer that question. Are there provable, repeatable tests in every case? I don't know in psychology. So UJ has to come up here, and he's from that Adler school, Adlerian. So that's even kind of like not one of the mainstream ones, I guess, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jim's in the background doing some fuck shit.
What? Doing what?
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Man.
How's it going?
What's up?
Good.
Did you audition for Baywatch, bro? Baywatch had huge lines for people trying to audition for that show.
Oh, was it live?
No, I don't know. This acting, right? I thought you know all the auditions. That was like they were trying to cast all kinds of extras for that show. You could have got a one-line gig, man, on Baywatch. Dude, they got the girls soaping up on top of a car, man. They're car washing. Dude, that show would have been bomb. You could have been there with a surfboard going, "What's up, man?" Where's the behind the scenes stuff? Fuck.
So I think to answer your question, or really just kind of expand onto it about the whole shit. I would admit that over analyzing something isn't always the best. I know Ben made a whole complaint about everything being over analyzed, or like he's not in favor for like the whole psychology shit, which is fair.
Yeah, Thorpes don't like psychology either. They don't want Jeremy, the Thorpes. Yeah, they hate psychoanalysts. They don't like it.
Wait, I think I think it's valid. I think when you over psychoanalyze something to the extreme, and you just kind of like regurgitate it, I kind of see what they are. As somebody who comes from more of an artistic background, I just see this as something like one big art project. One big art project.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
It's like one big art project, watching how slowly, how far an artist can devolve. Like you're just slowly seeing an artist evolve, and just how terrible he can become as a person. I love the Universal Jones.
Good evening. How did you find out about the Baywatch audition?
What? I don't know.
Your dog is
was,
getting
like,
more
all
action
over
than
the
you,
news
man.
or
What's going
something.
on?
How'd you
That
find
dog
out?
was getting busy.
I mean, you're in LA. LA, there should be billboards or something, right? They have fuck, man. LA, every time I drive in SoCal, there's tons of billboards, dude. They all got the digital billboards everywhere.
Yeah. That's how you found out.
No, I just saw it online. So if I saw it online, they probably should have had it all over the place, everywhere, I would think. Yeah. They're putting a lot of money in the show, I think.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, UJ, what do you think about this? We overanalyzing? Is it not worth doing this?
I think a lot of people who've been in this and who have observed all these characters and even participated probably feel like it is an over exaggeration. But if I'm being honest, I'm not doing it for all of you. I'm doing it for the people who have no idea what the hell any of this is, but they're going to experience it in the next 4 to 5 years. That's really what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
So because this is gonna spread beyond YouTube. It's already spread beyond YouTube, but it's gonna affect schools, it's gonna affect workplaces, and that's where I'm gonna make my money. Because these parasocial relationships are going to continue to develop. We have 2 generations of people who've grown up with screen names and passwords, and you know they're attached to devices. So there's going to be a spillover. We've already kind of seen it in a couple different areas. I think I'm gonna do a video soon about how mainstream is losing mainstreamness. It's kind of a weird term, but they're coming into they're coming into everyday people. Look at how sports. Sorry, I have some background noise. Look at how sports has been covered recently. The biggest person who covers sports right now is Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee, right? He now he's an athlete. He's mainstream now. Speaking of e-girls, I'll get that in a second. Hold on one second. Damn. Yeah, the e-girl hitman is on the loose. Man. It's fucking Friday night. Damn, what was I gonna say? And I get an automatic text. What the fuck? Oh, see, I can't even not answer the call. Good lord. Oh my god. All right, I'm about to leave here soon.
Don't worry. I'm getting a call too, so we're all fucked.
Coochie on demand.
Don't worry, I'm feeling it too. I gotta head out of it.
1 second. But ultimately what I'm saying is this. I think the people who see this, who they've dealt with the Thorpes, they dealt with Ruby, they dealt with all this. They're like, okay, here's this guy who's a simp, sends laptops to low, and fucking wants to talk about all this stuff from a psychological lens. It's not really for them, right? I'm having fun with these folks. Really, it's for the folks who are going to experience this, who are going to look for answers on what is going on, and why is the offline world affecting why is the online world affecting the offline world? That's where the opportunity is going to be for someone like myself, because it's happening, right? This whole week I've been doing some consulting work with school districts, and a lot of and right now the big focus is on taking phones out of schools. But now they're at this weird place and they're saying, well, we kind of need them to have their phones because we can use this to help with their academics. But they don't know how to manage that, right? Because they're like, okay, a lot of the issues that we have in our schools right now are spilling off from online. People, doxing people talking shit or whatever. Like the drama starts online and it spills over in person, and then the school has no idea how to deal with that. That's where someone like me comes in with the research and understanding to explain these things and help build strategies. Does that make some sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of a sneaky way of doing this. But again, if I don't have any research or anything to prove why parasocial relationships are significant, how this affects the brain, how trauma shows up, how this connects to mental health, how this connects to addiction, I'm just coming in with some wild fucking theory with nothing to back it. So that's how I've been able to kind of reverse engineer this into something. But it's something that's going to happen regardless. If it was me, somebody else would have picked up on it. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else is studying this and I just haven't come in contact with them, or we don't know who that person is. People are.
It's fair. It's fair.
That was probably too high level, but it's Friday night.
No, you're fine. I think I got the general gist of it.
But it's fun. It's fun to see all this.
Sense.
I mean,
Yeah,
Ruby's
it's
the best
case
study.
Yeah,
Ruby's the best case study, man. This is a 35-year-old woman, single woman. She's done damn near everything you can imagine when it comes to this parasocial life. She's dated people. She's been on drugs. She's been in a band. She works at a bookstore. She's from a small town that people know. She's gotten to a fight. She's met IRL. She's done every fucking thing you can think of, and she's still surviving this shit. And she gets online every day. How many other Rubies do you think there will be in the next 5 years? Tons of them. Tons. And she's a mid-range millennial. There's a girl right now who's 15 years old who's gonna have a similar path as Ruby, and we're gonna all see it online.
Man, could you imagine Ruby if she had this kind of level of online access back during her peak times? It would have been wild.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. Think about that.
The anarcho phase. Even the crazy stuff where she mentioned she was like doing this like sexy maid service for some senator somewhere, some state senator maybe. I don't know. If someone connects the dots, that dude's probably on the Epstein file, dude.
Oh my god!
I had no idea
because he says she was 17.
So yeah, she was with her friend and they just got a gig and she was cleaning this dude's house in little maid outfits. It's like, what? And it's something, a senator? Wait, state senator? Federal level? What the fuck?
Oh, so he was 16. He was 16.
Yeah, there's something there. I don't know if she ever mentioned it how many times. I only heard it once.
So that was 20 years ago. Think about that. That was 2000.
Wait, I just realized something. If she criticized Ben and Grace about PDF, wouldn't she technically be doing the same thing that she's criticizing when Ben and Grace? By that logic, if she was doing shit like that at the age of 16, which is, with a grown adult, that is that is technically PDF activity. I'm sorry, I just realized that now.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I know, but I just in the moment I just thought about it. Couldn't somebody use that? You are blaming a victim. I guess I am. I'm just saying it's like, well, couldn't somebody use that as an argument against her? She's got to be ready for that one. That's the argument she gets. She's gonna have to be ready.
But who know? But her lore is so long. Like who know? Like I have no idea about this.
Yeah, there's even too much lore right now. TK's like spurging out about us not talking about every little detail that Jeremy did or something. It's just like, bro, I'm just filling in whatever John missed. I'm just caring about what John needs to know, not like, oh, well, did you know that Jeremy said the N-word 100 times on May 1st, 1960? What the fuck? Who gives a fuck? Like, I don't even know, man.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. You know, can you highlight Built to Spill's comment that my Zoomer and Alpha kids scoff at this type of online obsession?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a Zoomer, or not I have a Zoomer. I have Alpha children, and I would agree with this comment. And the reason why they kind of scoff at it is because they look at us as weird, because we are old boomers, and like my kids, they all talk shit about me because they're like, you're a millennial. They that's a diss to them. Like, you're a millennial. Man.
Yeah.
Like how boomer is for a millennial.
Yeah. They
put everybody in boomer. Everybody who's 30 is a boomer to them. Basically, they call us all of us.
Oh
boomers.
God, I'm about to be a boomer soon. Then,
but
I'm
to
almost
them,
there.
It looks like an obsession to them because it's their norm. They see us as weird old people online, but they're online all the time. Turn your kids' Wi-Fi off for fucking 72 hours and see if they can survive. Now, and that's just the majority of people. They will lose their minds because they're so dependent on the internet. I mean, most people are today, but especially these kids. So I'm not surprised by that comment because they look at us as like the odd things in the water when they're the fish.
I guess you could say that millennials are the last generation that can survive without the internet proper.
Yeah. And most
or
of us
at least like more like Deadman and Ruby age of millennials. I think once you hit like mid to late millennials, that's where you kind of blend with the Gen Z, right? The Zoomer.
Correct. Yeah. I always differentiate the millennials. I say that there's the first half and then there's the second half. Because the second half, the folks like Ruby, because 20 years ago she was 16, so that'd have been 2006. At 16, she already experienced pretty much all of high school, her adolescent development years with Google. That was big for people like that. With Facebook, with MySpace, with being able to download files. Like, we don't understand how important that level of information and access was. Now imagine the 16-year-old today with fucking AI and virtual reality.
Right.
It's even more advanced, dude. So like that's what I'm saying. So when we look at this, we do have to have a generational conversation. You know, a lot of the spaces that I'm in, they're so low IQ, they want to go to race, but really we should go to generations because that's where you're going to see the biggest difference between people. Class will play a role too. But definitely generational.
Oh man, I think it's really tough now if you're a parent what you should do, because like if you say like, oh well, just not use the internet, ignore the AI, whatever, you're gonna be disadvantaged. Then again, if you overexpose them at the wrong moments or don't like monitor them, you know, it could be a detriment. You're trying to make a kid that is smart enough to utilize the tools correctly, right? Have critical thinking on their own so that they don't use AI like garbage in, garbage out. So good luck with that. I mean, when I grew up, basically, you know, the boomers would laugh at me. It's like they use slide rulers and tables to calculate logarithmic numbers. And they would just laugh at me like, I need a calculator for this shit. They would just whip it out and just figure it out like faster than I could type it in, you know? And yeah, that's a skill, definitely, because like you have a lot like better neurons to do a lot of mental math that I wouldn't be able to do. Because like, yeah, I could see when I went to work, a lot of them could just like rattle off numbers really quickly, you know? I just pull out my calculator and be like, whatever, just like use the damn computer. I could see a lot of value in that. And it quickly helps you, because a lot of people who relied on the calculators too much, you know, they wouldn't notice an error right away. Like you could notice like, dude, that answer is really wrong, because if you just knew a little bit of mental math, you could have spot it right away, and they would just be too slow at spotting it. But nowadays, it's like people are so reliant on tools in software to do engineering now. That's why you see bridges collapse and shit in what, Florida? Like probably just someone just like did a division wrong somewhere, but everybody is so used to just plugging in numbers. You plug in the wrong 0 in the wrong spot. That's a big difference, and you fucked it all up. So now we're going to the next level with AI, right? Where AI is doing a lot of the thinking for people. Now it's just like, okay, I see the value, but I also see like it's a crutch for lazy thinking. And you're just going to train people to be lazy thinkers. And this is going to be real bad, real quickly.
Oh man,
that's fair.
Gary, and some bad news. I hope this doesn't have to deal with Mike. Yeah, hit me up, Gary, and I'm gonna jump off here pretty soon. Any questions? I've seen you guys chatting. I didn't want to crash the party, but as I told
wants
you, man.
to talk to you. Looks like you got Ivixie's attention.
Okay,
maybe
anytime,
you can go on her
Ivixie.
show.
I think I'll definitely come on your show. I think. Whose Discord are you? And I've seen you somewhere.
Ivixie, she should I'm pretty sure if you go onto her YouTube channels, her Discord should be like right then and there.
Yeah, I'll join your server, Ivixie. We can talk anytime. I'm definitely open to collaborating with folks and talking about this. I have no problems at doing that.
Just make sure you don't scare the normies. I've been saying this for the last like day now. Don't scare the normies. Just don't scare the normies. This is all I care about. Don't scare the normies. We're at a cross point where we can get more of an audience.
Yes,
but somebody's gonna fuck it up. So don't scare the normies. Don't scare the hoes away.
I won't. Yeah, no, yeah, you know me. I don't want to scare the hoes, man.
What? But, normie? What?
Oh, don't worry about the normies. We'll take care of the normies. But yeah, I'll find you, Ivixie, and then I'll add myself to your Discord. We can chat. But yeah, Spud, I'm not here to replace any of you. I need you, Deadman. I need Mark Fusion. I need all the Clippers because honestly, you guys have been in these spaces longer than me, and I learn a lot from watching your content. I've been popping up in random places. Usually I'm just in the clouds listening, but I'll see my name pop up somewhere, and then I'll hop in and let people know I'm there. But yeah, we need you. We need you guys to cover this stuff because honestly, that's how this gets spread. We need you to criticize it as well. And I'm not right about everything. I heard you guys talking about psychology. It's a soft science, man. Everything's not going to be exact. Everything's not going to be correct. And other people's ideas should be respected and heard. I'm not the authority in any of this. I'm just observing at this time. So yeah, there's people who like, fuck this. I don't want to listen to this shit no more. I don't want to read 600 words anymore. Just give me a fucking 3-minute video.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Man, I'm getting sick of Boy. Actually, in the chat, like on Deadman's chat, I was like, I'm sick of hearing this term Boy. Oh man, it got too popular now.
The mind virus is working, Greg. It's working just the way I wanted it to. Yeah, it's working.
Good.
I'm probably gonna have to end the stream. I gotta go do some shit in the bed.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Take care, gentlemen. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end the stream early. I gotta go do some personal shit. I'll see everybody. Maybe if I wake up early in the morning, I'll do a morning stream and then just kind of cover where we last left off. Till next time, God bless.